Let's start again.
Do you want me to host?
No, I'm doing it.
Okay, then introduce us.
I'm trying. All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Garbage Cast. This is episode 6. I thought it was 7 for a second there. This is episode 6, Gamer Week.
Oh!
Shit! I feel like this is not my fault.
It's not that hard. Just get it out.
All right.
The more you say that, the harder it's gonna be. The more we talk about this, the harder.
Dude, you're doing fine. Just
I'm
do
not
the same.
the problem here.
I want to let you know you're doing a good
I am
job.
not. I know I'm
do
not the
that
fucking
same,
problem.
Do the same thing again. Same,
All right.
fucking, same exact thing.
Start with the ooh.
Oh my god, this is getting out of hand.
Everyone is clipped in the last.
All right. Hey everybody. Welcome to Garbage Cast episode 6. This is our first official gaming week. I'm joined by my bros. Come on, that one was fucking fine.
No,
That was
We can piece together.
Dude, wait. Video game. You know what you look like when you do that? You look like Volvo from Tekken Tag Team.
Ooh, he's not from
Let's talk
Texas.
about Tekken.
Mike, he's from Soul Calibur. Hey everybody, welcome to Garbage Cast episode 6. This is Gamer Week. We're going to talk about video games. I guess that's what we do every time, though, so it's cool. I'm joined by my gamer guys, Sebastian.
Hello.
Dave.
Hello.
We got special guest Mike Davis in the house.
Hello.
And Josh Davis. The
Hey.
big boy. The man
Hey.
himself. King Josh Davis. King of video games.
Hey everybody, thank you.
Josh, you're the fucking king of games. King of games.
Thank you everybody.
Josh, how many games in the last 24 hours have you played today?
Man, I played Nintendo Land and I played Wario for the Nintendo Wii U.
Wow. That's like 2 whole games.
Mario Kart.
That's like 3
And I played
full
Mario
games.
Kart.
That's
3
wild.
games.
3
in one
games.
day.
And I'll tell you guys,
Oh my god.
I won at the Mario Chase game.
That is
You
true.
did.
And I played the Ghost game, and I was winning so much. I used the charge attack, and I chased everybody around.
He got me. He got me good.
Josh has the Mario Chase game down
He's got
on
it
both
down.
sides.
Yep.
He knows the strategy.
He stands at the top and calls out where the runner is at all times.
Yeah.
So all the rest of the people know where he is.
I keep every time we play that and Josh does that, I always like almost tell him, and I did it this time. Josh, you're letting him know that we can see him. And then I remember that on the map that he has, it shows where we are. And so, Josh, you're doing good. You're a good lookout.
He's the king.
I'm a poor sport. That's what this is all about.
Hail the king.
Dave, I'm really enjoying our house rivalry.
Yeah.
You and me for
So, it doesn't happen. It's not too often that it happens, but Keenan and I have a video game house rivalry that gets very. I don't know what gets into me.
gets
Heated.
extreme.
Gets heated.
I've never seen a guy scream as much as Dave does when we're playing video games.
David's voice is extremely low today because he's been screaming all night.
I think I have a recording of Dave yelling.
Oh,
Just a
good.
second.
There, I'll splice it in here.
So I guess that's maybe the start of the rivalry. This is
what
Dave
game was
celebrating
that? Oh,
about
yeah.
Keenan not getting the master bedroom.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's not even my own victory. It's just the fact that Keenan was not the winner.
Well, I mean, about 5 turns in, when I had 7 stars somehow.
Keenan turned into a supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keenan, this is how the rivalry started, truly.
Yeah. I don't know. There's
All of us wanted the master bedroom, and we all just started getting the sinking feeling of knowing that we were not going to have this master bedroom, and we all actually wanted it. And then Keenan started
So I don't think
trash talking us.
Yeah, I don't think everyone knows the backstory to this.
Thing is, I didn't even trash
Oh,
talk.
maybe this is a
I
good
just
first
said
story
I'm
from
gonna
the game
win.
guy.
This is a good
But
first
before-
story.
Oh my god! I love the little sound of Toad in the background.
You think that is an extreme reaction? It is, but these were truly extreme circumstances.
It was the most high stakes and high pressure video game I've ever played in my life.
I
Me
felt
too.
sick.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even like I didn't have anything to lose.
I didn't have any fun.
I had the most fun. I live for that shit.
The whole time I was just stressed out.
To be
See,
explained,
I'm in the
I
middle
didn't want to
Wait.
win. I didn't want to lose. I just didn't want to play.
it was horrible.
I was in the middle of Keenan and Josh where I half love it, but after I'm like, oh man, I should not do things like this.
We're talking about the way when we all moved into this house together a month ago. We decided that the way we were going to pick the master bedroom was by the winner of a game of Mario Party 5. And
Which
I won.
I think is one of the most unbalanced Mario parties.
Yeah, one of the least fun Mario parties. I
Yeah.
don't think any of them are particularly fun, but I feel like that one had a good combination of RNG bullshit, just completely destroying. I mean, I got 2 stars in one turn. That should never happen. I don't know what they were thinking letting that happen.
Yeah.
And then the games were all
like 2 stars without using like a genie or anything, like landing on 2
I
star
walked in.
spaces.
I just literally walked into them.
Yeah.
I mean, and I think I rolled like a 6. It was a reasonable roll. It
Yeah.
was and then 2, the games are all press A as fast as you can.
Yeah, which
One guy, if you're playing Mario Party, there's always going to be one guy who is the best at that type of game, and it happened to be Dave.
yeah, I mean every time a game like that showed up, but it also proved to be my undoing at the end where I thought it was a game like that, but it was actually who presses A last, and it was a 4 stars mini game against Josh, and if I had won, I was definitely in the running for the master bedroom.
I think it was yours. You would have been tied, and you won the most games by far. Like
Yeah.
you were king of games.
So-
that's what they won in Yu-Gi-Oh, right? King of games.
I never
They beat
watched Yu-Gi-Oh.
Pegasus. Come on.
I'm sorry.
It was a good
I
show.
knew this was
Come
going to
on.
be.
Come on. I mean, that's an
Yu-Gi-Oh?
unreasonable thing to be upset that you didn't watch, but that was an integral part of my youth. Yu-Gi-Oh.
So I knew this was going to be a horrible situation. So I chose to have absolutely no stakes in the game.
Well, but we didn't. I mean, we sort of knew, but we also didn't know.
There's
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
It was the worst game that's ever been made, played for 4 hours. And then the outcome
Yeah.
had a big effect on our lives the next year.
Yeah, we played a 40 turn game, which did take 4 hours
It was like, but from 1
to 5.
1 to 5 a.m.
1 to
What?
5 a.m.
Oh my god.
By the way, the reason Sebastian had no stake is because there's a downstairs room that he obviously wanted it more than anybody else, and so we allowed him to opt out of the competition for a guaranteed downstairs room, no chance at the master, but nobody knew because he had texted me
Whether or
his
not he was
preference.
going to do that.
Yeah, and I had my
Yeah.
phone away.
But it became pretty clear
Yeah.
when I would walk away from my controller during a mini game.
I mean, it became clear about turn 3, which was, I mean, before we started, I knew. And then I definitely knew, like, 3 turns in when, like, I got the first star and you didn't even care.
Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Everybody else,
Yeah.
like,
See, Sivas, after a while, you were still playing the game for a little while, but then after a while, you were just capturing the moments.
Yeah.
you were the
Like
historian.
that. I'm not going to play that again.
There's some good clips.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a truly,
It was a harrowing experience.
Painful.
it was a memorable, for better or for worse, night first night in the house. It was the first night. We did not even have beds. We brought a TV and Mario Party 5 so we could figure that out first.
I just looked through my photos from that game, and they're all of Dave looking insane, and there's one of Dave drinking Coca-Cola out of a pot.
Yeah. No, that was
No. It was
lemonade. Yeah.
Lemonade, sorry.
Yeah.
That's not the important part.
So
It's a pot.
we didn't have cups, but we did have like stove pots.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this is like the closest thing. I'm not gonna drink it off a plate.
Why didn't you drink it out of the bottle?
I guess that's gross.
We weren't that close yet.
Gross. It's
Yeah.
not gross.
Look how long, look
See,
how far we've come.
Keenan. Mike just left.
Mike just ran away.
He'll be back.
Keenan is convinced that certain things that are gross
They're not gross.
are not gross. Like, it's too hard to explain. Leaving a spoon that has touched milk in the Nesquik.
No, whoa. Not leaving it in. I'm saying if you make Nesquik, you stir it up, and then you take a sip and you go, that's not chocolatey enough. You wipe your spoon off.
With what? You didn't mention wiping it off.
I feel
You
like
said
yeah.
shake it off.
Oh, you can shake it off. You can
Very
rub it on your
different.
pants. I don't care. The thing is,
If it's dry, that's okay.
If it's dry, it doesn't matter.
I felt like that was unclear when we were talking
Oh,
about
see,
it.
I'm not a proponent of leaving things in containers like that. I'm okay.
I'm withdrawing my judgment of Keenan.
I do remember one of the first days we were
with
here.
these guys.
Dave was like, "I'm very surprised to see that." He's talking to Keenan and I. Both of you put your hands directly into the bag of shredded cheese,
Oh yeah.
which seems like the only way for me to get cheese out of that bag.
Yeah,
Why would
Josh.
you guys do that?
Why would we put our hand in
Just
it?
pour it out.
Why not?
Why? What's wrong with putting your hand in it?
Because then your hands get all over the cheese. That
But I
everyone's
like.
cheese is
using.
Why,
Josh,
if I'm
that's
gonna
not-
do that, I'm gonna
That
wash
is
my
not
hands.
a big deal though. Like,
I don't want your hands.
Okay,
Hands-
let's have
hands-
everyone vote on this.
yeah, I would
Okay.
like to say, I would like you guys in the comments to vote about this. I don't think. I mean, come on. You shake my hand for some reason.
I would never shake your hand.
I don't know. You
Now
like.
that I know you've touched the cheese.
I mean, it's the kind of thing like I wipe my hands off on the towel, and then you wash your hands, and then you wipe your hands off the towel. It's the same thing.
It doesn't have anything to do with whether or not I actually think that's gross. It's like it's just easily avoidable. So I don't understand the point.
I don't
It's
know.
like
Well-
all you got to do is pour it in. If it was something where it was like really, oh my gosh, it's so inconvenient to do it, then I would understand.
Well, my reasoning was I was making a quesadilla, and the tortillas are already in the pan, and if I was to pour it in the pan, I'd probably miss some,
I
and it
mean,
would
pour it
go under
on
the
a
pan.
napkin and then sprinkle it on.
Oh no,
Okay.
that sounds. I could see the convenience.
I'm
of
just gonna say,
the
I'm
minus one step
pro-
for that.
Hands on the food.
So the
As
only
long as
reason
they're not, like,
the only reason
gross.
I'm not exactly anti, but my mom instilled the fear. In
I'm
me
not
of,
anti either,
That's
but I
gonna
just
mess
like
up the
that
cheese.
seems like an easy thing to do.
All right, listen.
Okay.
This is the least game-related thing I can imagine.
So
I can't imagine something less game-related.
all right.
I can't even imagine.
All right, I guess we need to talk about hatred.
I don't want to talk
Should we talk about
that
hatred?
joke of a
What's
game.
Okay. Did you see the trailer?
No.
Okay.
Well, this is gonna be good because we can explain it.
Yeah, I mean,
Tell me
just
about it,
play
guys.
like while I'm talking about it a little bit. Pull it up just so you can play the audio clip at the beginning of it. Can you pull it up, or can somebody pull
Can you
it
cue
up?
that?
Okay. I'll cue it up. Well,
So this game,
God.
it's called Hatred.
2014's worst game of all time.
It's supposed to cut through the SJW, those messages, this art, games are art, this. People are making these games nowadays. They're not fun. The point of the game is to get their message through to you. And this game has this, like, they've found their way to make that no longer the world, dude, because now the world is hatred.
Oh my God.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
that's so nonsensical.
yeah. Every time you try and go on something like
Is this
that,
a
it is
game?
way too long-winded.
I like him though. I'm liking it better
Yeah.
every time.
Okay, so I'll play the audio. Just listen.
Just listen, Seabass. I hope this sounds good through this mic, through this
I don't know,
iPhone.
it's gonna sound horrible, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll splice it in if I have to.
spooky.
My name is not important. What is important is what I'm going to do. I just fucking hate this world and these human worms feasting on its carcass.
Oh my god.
Life is just cold, bitter hatred, and I always wanted to die violently. This is the time of vengeance, and no life is worth saving. And I will put in the grave as many as I can. It's time for me to kill, and it's time for me to die.
Just
What is this?
And from here on in the trailer, it's just him killing everyone. It's,
Yeah,
it's
like-
a game about going on a killing spree.
Yeah.
So is it like Postal or?
It's,
Yes.
it is like Postal, but it's in a very, very dark tone, and it's supposed to be like you are a guy who's going out and committing a public shooting.
I mean, it is very evocative of like school shooter mentality.
A few things. Number one, that intro we realized sounds exactly like the audiobook of the Columbine audiobook.
Who
The
made this
announcer
game?
sounds the same.
The manifesto or something?
No, like there's like a biography about the
okay.
boys. Anyways,
Wait, just the voice is the same?
yeah, and
the
like it's the
audiobook,
same kind of things they wrote.
Oh, okay. So he's reading what they. Okay,
Sometimes he's reading what they wrote.
gotcha.
So me and David talked about this for a while yesterday, and I went through quite a few different things of it. And at first I tried to sympathize with them and think about how, despite how misguided I think it is, I could see how it would be a game that could be like therapeutic for someone who had been bullied a lot and had maybe thought about doing those kinds of things, but obviously this would be a way for them to express their anger in a way that wasn't as horrible or whatever.
Right, it's not actually killing someone.
Yeah, but I thought about it for a long time and eventually realized that I think that it is a game. I thought that it was a game made by juggalos. And then I went to the website and I looked at the pictures and they're juggalos.
Oh my god.
And I think that's pretty much all that needs to be said about the game.
So,
Yeah.
when is this game coming out? Like,
I don't know.
Do you have any more
Quarter two,
information about this?
2015.
Is it a PC game? I'm assuming.
Yeah,
It's not-
It's not being released on any consoles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it says PC only.
That's probably true.
Okay, I can't imagine any console.
But
back in that
it
game.
runs on like the UE4 engine. Like these are
Oh.
developers who actually know what they're doing.
bet it looks good.
in a sense.
Ooh.
Quarter
Maybe I want to play this game.
The hatred begins.
Is there like? Is it just like a mass murder simulator?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a dual joystick shooter. Like you just run around
But-
shooting.
Oh, really?
everyone.
But there's also
Yeah.
very like, it looks like there's maybe like some sort of
There's like little
quick time events or something.
execution things that
Yeah.
happen when you kill people, like like in Last of Us Online,
Yeah.
where you like stab somebody. But that was the other thing I was talking about. After I watched it, like if I hadn't heard David telling me like, "Oh my God, look at this game," before I saw the trailer of it, I probably wouldn't have thought even that much about it. It isn't like that far from a game that I've heard of.
Yeah,
it's just like. They have placed it in that context because of the way that they've like promoted it, and they specifically. I read their information about the game. It sounds defensive.
Oh yeah,
It sounds
totally.
very, very defensive of the game. It says in the same paragraph and description, it says this game is just made for like the joy, this. What is the word? Like a
the visceral
guilty joy,
Yeah.
guilty pleasure of like doing this kind of thing. It isn't about the stuff that people are trying to do nowadays. This they don't say SJW,
Yeah,
but they say
but-
something like that.
Yeah.
And then they say at the end of it, but it asks the player to ask why a person could ever have so much hate to do something.
Yeah,
like
right.
this. So
Implement
it's
that
literally
into
like
people's heads.
it's a contradiction in itself.
Definitely.
Because-
I mean,
That
'cause-
game 100% shouldn't exist.
yeah. I mean, if it's being pitched as like this pure gameplay experience, why does it have that context?
Yeah.
Like, why isn't it just like a much more basic shooter without like that sort of tone to it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, why does your character have to be killing innocent people? I'm assuming innocent people, right?
Yeah. And you didn't see the footage, but something that is like really messed up about the game, I think, is like how, and The Last of Us to an extent does this too, but I feel like in that game, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but like,
I mean, it's from the trailer. Oh wait, you're talking spoiler for Last.
oh wait, no, yeah, this is in the Last of Us trailer a little bit too, like the E3 trailer. There is like a very disturbing sense of brutality, but in this game, Hatred, it's even more so. Like,
Really? Is it really violent?
Was the
Like,
spoiler the brutality?
well, I mean, the fact that like, you're not supposed to feel good by it. Like,
Yeah.
The Last of Us takes its violence not always completely seriously, but mostly pretty seriously, I would say.
Yeah.
I'd say that's like one of the strong standpoints of the game. But in this game, the nature of the brutality is still there, but it is not handled in the same way.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, when I was trying to defend the game, I was like, well, maybe you can read into it more, maybe through the story or through something, and like, if the character was more of a victim, you could find more meaning. Like, if there was any amount of like you seeing this person's pain and understanding why it drives them to this, and then like we were saying, like if somehow it made you sympathize with the character emotionally, like, but literally that trailer is just so dumbed down.
Yeah.
And
I mean-
it's it doesn't matter who I am, I just hate.
I mean,
want
part
to
of it
kill.
to me is like not only that person should be a victim, but like at least the people you're killing should be guilty of something. Like,
I mean, we haven't seen the game yet, though. We just know that. All we've seen is the shock value trailer,
And
Maybe
then heard from the developers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something like real there. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Like, nobody's actually gonna buy this game.
I think a lot of people are probably buying this game.
I seriously doubt
I've
that.
listened to ICP a fair amount, so I'll probably at least watch footage of this
Well,
game.
I think this game is guaranteed some amount of sales just from how much people are talking about it.
Yeah, that's probably true. I
Like-
mean, that's not a big deal, though. I mean, a bad game's gonna sell well. That happens a
The thing,
lot.
I'm trying to think of another game that I feel is like similar to this.
That's what I feel. I feel like that's why it would sell anything at all, is because it's an idea that's just so completely over the top compared to other games that have been made.
Yeah,
like
because
this.
there are games that are really violent, and that's kind of the point. Like I mentioned, like Postal, but Postal is meant to be funny. I don't find it funny, but like that game is definitely supposed to be like there's humor in the killing.
Yeah.
And then a game maybe like Manhunt or something.
I mean, even
I don't
like,
know, like
even like GTA, you can go on like mass
the
murder.
exact same kind of killing spree.
But yeah, and
I think probably everyone has.
yeah, and,
yeah.
Yeah.
and while like I don't know, it's you can go either way, like if that's defensible or not. But like the tone is definitely very different when you're doing something like that in GTA and just enabling all the cheats.
Well, my defense for it, why I killed all of those old women in GTA is just I've really been wronged by a lot of elderly ladies in my life, and
Yeah.
I needed to shoot them with a bazooka from a helicopter.
I mean, come
See,
on.
I think part of what
fucking
seems
hate this world.
That's the reason I did it.
part of what seems different about this game is like the fact that the developers know that they're like when GTA came out, there's a game you can go do that, but there is a lot of other stuff to do in that game. And they are aware that people choose to go on like killing sprees. So like, is it worse that this developers like announcing they're aware of that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know.
I think it is, but like because that's how they're advertising the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just trying to. It's just all shock value. It's the kind of game that like the trailer is gonna. Yeah, every time they release, I think that I seriously believe what's gonna happen with this game is this trailer is gonna be released. We're all talking about it. We're gonna forget about it. Maybe when it's released and people are reviewing it, people might think about it again. But
I
think it's gonna.
I wonder how much review coverage it's gonna get.
probably.
how big of a game does it seem?
I just hope people forget about
It's an
it.
indie game, but it's still UE4.
I think what's probably 99% sure what's gonna happen. The game is gonna have its blip on the radar. Maybe when it's released, or maybe if it has another extremely shocking trailer, it's gonna have another blip. And then when it's released, it'll have another one, and then it's done. The game is fallen to the wayside because it was not that good.
Yeah.
I mean, unless it's really good, then people
Then
might
I'll
talk
play
about it.
it.
I mean, if
I'll
it's
jump on
if
the
it's
bandwagon.
legitimately good and like the story ends up being a lot deeper than it seems like, it might be.
Yeah, I would be
shocked.
aghast.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the kind of. I mean, I'm kind of getting. I don't know.
I didn't focus in on the line. I've always wanted to die in a violent fashion.
There's just so many.
Until
I
this
mean, it's
time.
just so. The lines are funny. They're like, if this game was trying to be tongue in cheek, I would like really think it's a funny, kind of tongue in cheek kind of game. It's just. I mean, it's just taking. I like when games take themselves seriously, but not this type of game.
Yeah.
I'm looking at photos.
Not a
yeah.
killing game. You know, I don't know.
I'm looking at photos of the game right now, and like honestly, the art style, like not the art style, but like the game looks pretty good.
It is Unreal Engine 4.
Well, also, I mean, the perspective of the game, the fact that it's like I haven't seen a game with nice graphics from that perspective.
Oh, isometric like
Yeah.
that? Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's going to be something. I don't really care. I'm just going to keep playing Dodo.
How did you know
I
they
don't
were
give a shit.
juggalos? Was there a photo and they were in makeup?
No, I mean, they just look like juggalos. They look like the guy who came and changed the tire on the van who had a clown love tattoo on his arm.
Did they all have tap out shirts on in the picture? Or maybe redemption shirts?
No, and honestly, there was only 2 of them that looked like juggalos to me.
Eh?
I was
Still
just
seems really
making it
nice.
for. I was just making it for a gag.
Oh, we can cut this out when we reveal how they actually look.
They actually look really smart. They all had glasses on and they were holding their college degrees.
They were just a bunch of nerdy guys, you know? Like Sheldon.
I just
Leonard.
I've been
The big
pretty.
bangers.
Big bangers.
Bangers. I've never heard them described that way.
You know, just those big bangers. Yeah, I love those guys. What's up,
I don't
Seabass?
know. I've always been pretty like horrified by. I think this is more of a thing with younger people, but like watching the way a lot of young people like really. Like there's this very physical, like enjoyment people get out of like violence in games, and I'm not gonna say I don't because I like play GTA and just like shoot everyone and like, you know, I mean I get that, but specifically with like one of my cousins. I remember when I was like 13. I feel like it was when I don't know if you guys remember this, like all those like stick figure like
Yeah.
Oh, like
So, like-
Madness Interactive. And that kind
yeah
of stuff.
those things were coming out, and I remember being so like fascinated by it.
Yeah.
Box had the rooms.
Yep, Box Head. I played that one.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. It's weird with people at that age, and I know like, I just feel like this like hatred. The kids who are gonna want to play it the most are
Definitely.
like between 13,
Yeah.
or like
Well,
12 to like 11 to 14.
And I think that that's a lot of the kids who are Gamergate altogether.
Really? Okay, I don't know anything about that,
I mean,
but
that's
that
gotta
changes
be
the way.
that's gotta be a chunk of it for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that the only kinds of people who say things like that on the internet a lot of the time are younger people, like just because they don't realize what they're doing.
So
And
do you think like this, like the Gamergate issue, might once those kids get older, it might not like it might go away, or do you think that group, that age group is gonna
I mean, it's gonna go
consistently
away no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just that age group is just perpetually edgy.
Yeah.
I mean, we were all pretty edgy at 13, you know.
This shouldn't
like, so-
invalidate, like, there are, of course, like, adults in the movement, too. But, like, I think it is largely... I mean...
Well, we don't want to invalidate the movement either. I'm Gamergate.
Oh man, I mean, it's just people being mean, and that's not cool.
Right.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Don't be mean, everybody.
We are pro nice.
Tell me how mean you are in the comments, and if you're more than 5 on a 1 to 10 mean scale, you're out.
Can I just get a little? All you need is love.
No.
Going.
Oh God, stop this! Come on.
Just do a little chant because love is life, everybody. And peace is love, and music equals life.
My name
Video
doesn't
games equals
matter.
life. This is the gamer cast.
This week,
doesn't matter.
This video games equal my life, and I love and I want to be loved.
I've always wanted to die violently.
I'm not a
Got my
gamer
friends
because I
on
have
my
no
side.
life. It's because I choose to have many.
Oh my god. I've seen that poster and I threw up.
Dude, I'm throwing up right now. In my head. In my heart. All right, well. I'm done with this. I'm done with that. Let's talk about
Okay, what?
actually gaming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about gaming, boys.
Yeah. So, Keenan, let's start with you.
Okay.
What games have you been gaming this week?
What games have I been gaming? I don't know. I've been playing. I know actually. I do. That was a lie. I mean, I have fallen back in love with Dota again, just because I've been playing it with friends. It's the kind of game that gets you, loses you for a while because you're so upset.
I think the best part of this is how long were you out of it?
It feels like a really long time. I think it was like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay.
It's because it's such a competitive thing that like, if you get upset enough.
Do you feel
by-
like you get behind if you're not?
No, if I take enough time off, I feel way better because I go in fresh. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I mean, it's like anything. You
interesting.
just, if you do something, if you hit your head against the wall way too many times, you're gonna.
I mean, I think that's what Michael Jordan would do, if I remember right.
Yeah, he would just stop playing. He would just stop playing professional basketball games for a couple weeks.
It's like I'm just gonna sit this one out. And they're like, it's the finals.
It's like, dude, trust me, when I come back for the World Series, it's going to be a big game.
The
Yeah,
World
you're the-
Series.
It's a Michael Jordan of
when
Dota.
Michael Jordan was playing baseball and he was really good at that.
Well, he got into the World Series with the Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago
Oh.
Bears, yeah. Oh my God, Michael Jordan. I've heard he's mean, by the way. That's too bad.
Okay.
I expected him
He's
to be
probably
nice.
a Gamergator, dude.
Oh, good. He's a gaming alligator.
Hey, if you guys are out there, go ahead and send us your favorite Michael Jordan Gamergate meme.
Wow, that'd be cool. That'd be really something.
I want that picture of him kissing the trophy, and then we're gonna put the guy from Hatred in the place of the trophy.
Yeah. Oh my God. So
He's crying.
I've
I
been
like
playing
the lighting difference on the. It's super like.
I mean, not even including the fact that one of them is a real human and the other one is a video game character. But the lighting will be crazy too.
I've always wanted to play basketball.
But anyway, as far as
Finally got to play in the big game. My team practiced hard. We made it to the World
I always wanted to play dirty.
I was gonna go on a Space Jam tangent. But
Okay.
really funny. Memes.
Okay. So I've been playing Dota again. Hearthstone. I think during my Dota break, I started playing Hearthstone because I was like, this game, I only have to rely on myself. The games last like 10 minutes at max. I've been playing like extremely aggressive decks so that the games only last up to 5 minutes, whether I win or lose, so I like that. It's just like pretty much the same fix I get from Dota,
Yeah.
but just like small scale.
Yeah, and I was the first one out of us to get into Hearthstone, and I got into it like pretty early this year. I played it for a long time, and then I fell out of it. But as soon as Keenan started again, I'm back in.
I mean, it's the kind of game you want to be able to have friends to like. I mean, it's a lot of games that like require a lot of time. You want to be able to talk about it with friends. Like, I've got my Dota friends that my friends that play Dota, and then friends I made through Dota that I like talk about that game with. And then Hearthstone, me and Dave have been talking about it, like deck building and stuff. I've been playing Diablo. I recently bought Diablo 3. I've just been like back on the Blizzard train.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing like Warcraft 3.
I mean, even Dota is even almost an
an
extension of.
Yeah, it's pretty much a Blizzard game. I mean, it's based, it's obviously based off the Warcraft 3 mod, and so it's for all of you that don't know, Dota 2 is based off a Warcraft 3 mod. So I don't know. There's just something about about Blizzard games that I like. Like, I mean, that's a lot of people, but it's like their world is fantasy or sci-fi. I like both of those things just fine. But they also have like a tongue-in-cheek kind of comedic, like, you know, everything, the things that happen in those games and the things the games are about are so like, air quotes right here, ultra nerd kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like stuff that, the stuff that they make fun of the guys in like Big Bang Theory for. And I don't know, I just like that kind of stuff. It's just like, it's cheesy. It doesn't take itself seriously. It's just like straight up, you know, fun and kind of ridiculous. And I just like games that are like that a lot of the time. And so, yeah, I've been thinking about diving into World of Warcraft too. I've never been a World of Warcraft guy, but they just added the Mists of Pandaria to the base game. So you don't have to buy any expansions. The new one looks good. Like, everything about World of Warcraft is just trying to suck me in. And I like...
Can you swallow that monthly fee?
I think... I mean, yeah. Once I've been working for a while and, like, you know, I'm caught up on everything pretty easily. Like, I think I could. Especially if I was to buy it, like, 6 months at a time. So it's, like, lesser per month. It's just, like...
How much is it per 6 months?
I don't know. It's, like, $15 a month...
Normally.
If you do monthly, but I think if you buy it 6 months, it equals like $12 a month, so it's not that much off. But it's the kind of game that, like,
it's still
if you're gonna play a lot,
it's a lot
you're
more
not gonna
expensive than I
play.
thought.
Yeah, I think it's like it's like $11 or $12 if you do the 6 months. But anyway, it's the kind of game that if you're gonna play, you know, you're gonna play for like at least 6 months.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How much is an Xbox Live card per like 6 months?
I think it's like $60 a year.
Yeah, it's way
$60 a year.
Xbox Live is a lot cheaper. I don't know.
Huh.
World of Warcraft just seems like good. It just seems like the kind of like MMO that like is the only. It seems like it's the only MMO worth playing. I don't know. Like the other ones just seem.
I mean, every
worse.
single other MMO has been ripping it off for the last like 10 years.
Yeah,
And I feel like there's also
exactly.
this fear with smaller or less popular MMOs that's just like they might that
Yeah.
company might die.
Yeah.
Those servers might go away. I'm like,
Yep.
you've
Yeah.
wasted.
I mean, the life cycle for the MMO, like, for the last 10
a couple of
years,
years.
yeah, has been like it releases, it's semi or not very successful
Yeah.
for like a year. It goes free to play because then it needs a player base, and it's like, okay, people just play this game. Please play this game.
Yeah, and then it dies.
Yeah, and then it dies.
The thing is, I've been thinking about playing World of Warcraft for multiple years. I've been thinking about playing this game.
Yeah.
Every time I'm like, man, once they go free to play, I'm in. They're never gonna do it. I finally believe that they're never gonna do it. I mean, because they just updated the graphics. Like, the game looks better than it's ever been.
Yeah.
Does it look good now? Because I've also that game just
They
like,
just
looks
updated
pretty
the
bad.
graphics to look way better. It doesn't look great, but
The
it's,
art in that whole game and the logo and everything like is so dated.
yeah. I mean, it's still
It
kind
looks like RuneScape. It still
It
looks
does
like
not look that
RuneScape.
bad.
I love
looks
RuneScape.
really fun.
I've had the hiccups the whole night.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's got the classic Blizzard over-designed look, which I'm not into. Like, I've seen Heroes of the Storm, which is Blizzard's answer to League of Legends and Dota, and every character is just over-designed to hell. Like, they just look like way stupid. Like, especially, I mean, if you compare like the one-to-one character matches between Dota and World of Warcraft or Heroes of the Storm, you can just see like the Dota guy is much more reserved. He's a much cleaner design, and the World of Warcraft guy is like his shoulder pads stretch to the sky, and like his horns are like bigger than his head. It's just all that kind of. But there's something about that, like, I don't like the art style, but because it's Warcraft and I loved Warcraft 3 so much as a kid, it's like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
but-
another game does it, like Space Marines, Warhammer 40k. I like Warhammer 40k, but I just look at the Space Marines and go, they look stupid. But the
Yeah.
Warcraft guy, you know, the orc with the massive shoulder pad, that's okay, because it's Warcraft.
Blizzard has a charm. Like, Josh and I were talking about this earlier today, because I don't think you've played a Blizzard game before I showed you Hearthstone this year. and you were talking about like when I first showed you Hearthstone, and when you play a card, every time you play a card in Hearthstone, they say
They
something.
do a very annoying thing.
Yeah, they're like.
I think it's great.
What's a good one?
The Void Walker
But it's
goes,
just like
"You called."
Yeah, all the voices are very over the top. They'll be like, lights out. Like,
My favorite is when you say "oops" with the Warlock, and he goes, "That was a mistake."
yeah.
I like.
They're all very over fantasy in a
And-
way that's like, I feel like even the modern, like, Lord of the Rings movies, like Lost, you know, where
Yeah.
like, if you think of like the Hobbit era fantasy and just how over the top and like there's so much singing, it's almost a callback to that, like the charm of like just complete ridiculousness.
Yeah, it
in,
doesn't
like,
make
a
me think of
jovial
like,
sort of way.
for example, like that Hobbit cartoon that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
It's the Blizzard charm.
Yeah,
it's just like
and
it works.
I think it's been lost almost everywhere else.
I also like the fact that that game, like, I haven't played it in a while.
Talking about
but-
Hearthstone?
Yeah, like, for some reason when I'm playing it, I feel like there is a universe outside of that game that exists in Hearthstone. I don't know how to describe
Definitely.
it.
I mean, it's
yeah.
Heroes of Warcraft.
Yeah.
So.
Well, it just not that's not what I meant. Like when I'm playing Hearthstone, I feel like I'm playing like one of the mini games from like those like pub card games and like Fable or something.
Yeah,
Like,
totally. I mean, I think that's sort of what it's supposed to be. I think you're supposed to. They're like when you enter the game and like the servers are really loaded, like a guy will like do a voiceover when you enter the game that's like busy night, but there's always room for another, and like they greet you as if you're entering a pub or something.
That's the way I feel about it. I feel like the table that you see a
Yeah,
little bit of the
yeah.
table, right?
Yeah.
It just kind of had that vibe, and like I like that. And
Although it's
Yeah.
got little
World-
castles
Yeah.
Yeah.
and like stuff. I like that too. I just like that game.
It's so well polished.
yeah.
See, I would. This is gonna sound bad, but I'm not as much. Like I'm a lot more of a casual
Yeah.
gamer than you guys. I think I would like Hearthstone if decks were randomized.
You would like the arena.
Are they randomized?
You make it, but like it's different. Like
So do you know how the arena
yeah,
works?
have Dave explain it real quick.
You know.
It's like you have to pay a fee to get in. You either have to pay 150 gold, which is not that bad. It's 50 more than a card pack. Or you have to pay $3, which I feel like is a lot for getting into the arena,
That's
actually.
definitely a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like that needs to be changed. I think it should be $1.
That's reasonable.
But
that'd mess up the gold to cash ratio.
probably.
There'd be an economy crash in Warland.
Warland.
Oh yeah, because okay.
It's Josh. It's called Azeroth, please.
So you enter the arena by paying some fee, in game or
Real
out of
money.
game fee, and you pick a hero. So you still pick a hero.
Random
And-
though.
Yeah, but it gives you a choice of 3 of the 9, and then from there, the game will keep on showing you 3 cards at a time. So it will be like, pick one of these 3 cards, and you'll be like, I like this card,
Okay.
and then you keep on doing that until you've made a deck of 30 cards.
Okay, that sounds better. Because where I like got lost in that game, where I gave up, was once I had to build a deck. 'Cause, like, then it's like I don't know. Like, I like games that require strategy, but like second to second strategy.
Yeah.
not-
Yeah, not like metagame strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game is. I noticed something like that. The big difference between that game and like Dota is they both have strategy, and I mean, I guess the thing is Hearthstone has literally zero mechanics because it's all thought, and so it's like, and then Dota has a mix of the two, and so like
Or like tactile mechanics.
yeah, like clicking ability.
Yeah.
Like Dota has, I have to click a bunch of buttons, and I have to click the spells, and I have to point and stuff.
Yeah.
And then Hearthstone is literally just click the card, put it somewhere, and you have a long time to do that. So
Yeah.
like, there's no rush. But that's hard for me too, because like in a lot of games, like I pick up the strategy as I get better at the mechanics. But Hearthstone is just straight. Everybody is at the same level mechanically, and you just have to get good at the strategy. And that's a harder learning curve for me than Dota, because I had played enough real-time strategy that I got it. I got how to move my character and stuff. So
Yeah.
I don't know, that game, I feel like that game is not as casual as it lets off.
Hearthstone?
Yeah, if you're doing constructed and you want to get good at least.
Yeah, definitely. But I also feel like the learning curve is nicer than Dota.
That's true.
Well,
They're
okay.
different. They're different games.
Okay, but I could also say that about literally any other game. Any game has a better learning curve than Dota.
Probably true.
Except for Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, that game's weird. Josh, what have you been gaming? We went on a long tirade about how much we love Blizzard. Love Blizzards.
I haven't been gaming at all.
Nice. Seabass.
That's a complete lie.
So I
Other
guess
than the games we already
we'll
talked
get to
about that
our-
we
yeah,
played
yeah.
today.
What are you gaming, dude? You gaming?
I guess the only thing that's changed. I haven't really been playing games, but since we've moved here, I've been playing a lot more multiplayer games.
That's true. We could talk about Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah,
We could also talk about Connect.
yeah,
that's true,
So
too.
I
We
guess
could
oh
also
yeah,
talk about GoldenEye Reloaded.
Did you play GoldenEye Reloaded?
Yeah, I was here.
When did you guys play that?
We opened your David.
Oh yeah, you.
David
So hold
had
on.
been, David had been saving a copy of GoldenEye Reloaded because that game is worth actually
Millions?
quite a bit of money on eBay if you have an unopened copy. So by the way, if anyone out there ever finds an
Wait, is it
unopened
really?
copy,
Are you bullshitting?
it is so
It
expensive.
was
not
a
bullshitting.
mint copy.
It was
mint.
mint.
I
But
I sent it
Sebastian
in to
and
be
I-
graded.
But see, Sebastian and I were
We
sitting at
took it
home.
out of the mint.
We were all
box.
sitting at home. Keenan was there too. I forgot, and we were just sitting there, and we were getting so bored. David,
I was
can't
literally
even
dying.
explain to you.
I almost died.
should even not.
No, that game's worthless, dude.
And
I
so
thought-
we opened it up and we started playing the game.
That game's fun.
And that game has a function
Oh.
called what do you call that?
I don't remember.
Slap soul.
Contact
Some
explosion.
kind of
Oh.
spontaneous combustion thing, where if two characters touch each other, they explode in a big.
So
ball
just
of
immediately you
electricity.
meet up with somebody around the corner and both of you back away from each other.
Yeah.
So the way that the game was played.
Also,
It was 3 players playing the game normally and trying to kill each other, and then me running around as a roaming missile.
we also changed 2 other things. One was the sprint,
Sprint forever.
length, and also if you don't run or move for 5 seconds, you die.
3
3
seconds.
seconds, you die.
If you stop, you die.
This living here has definitely rekindled my love for local multiplayer.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, at most it would be me and my brother, and we didn't necessarily always have 2 Xbox controllers that worked, and we didn't always have games. We didn't always want to play games at the same time. And so I, had just pretty much only played my games by myself a lot. But then, I don't know, I remember, and I had always, I had a Kinect, but I was like, this thing sucks. I sold it to GameStop.
Yeah.
That's how little I wanted it.
I guess to me, the 3 games I would say I've been most I've played the most since we've been here or that I've enjoyed the most are Towerfall,
Great game.
which I really like. Great
Yeah.
local multiplayer, and then
Glover?
We love Glover.
so it's been Towerfall,
Glover is such garbage.
Street Fighter 4, which I never played Street Fighter, but
Street Fighter.
I really like it.
Another.
And I'm not saying this just to be annoying, but honestly,
know.
Doritos Crash
I know.
Course.
Oh,
So
Like-
hold on.
that
So
game rocks.
I don't
by the
think.
way.
Wait, was it just me and you that played through Doritos Crash Course?
That when you what was it? Was that the one
when I
you-
played it.
I
when I
was
played
there.
I
it.
think King was there. Yeah,
Yeah, I was there. I think.
Were you there?
yeah.
Yeah, it was the 3 of us.
At least I was there.
Okay.
Maybe
Because
maybe one of the
Sebastian
whole
was
time.
playing the Trials demo.
Yeah, because I did play through that game
Yeah.
all the way.
Dave played through.
Oh, you
all
beat.
of
I
Doritos
didn't.
Crash
I wasn't
Course.
there when you played the whole thing.
Yeah, I played all the way Japan
David was
and all.
David was trying to bring us down. We all talking about how fun Doritos Crash Course is, and David was telling us it's a horrible game. David, has your opinion changed?
Okay, if I have to give. All right.
How many swinging hammers hitting you and making you destroy the glass on the fake screen out of 5 is it? How many swinging hammers?
What is that basing on?
Whatever you want,
What's
man.
not
Just tell us what you
clear
think.
about
How
that?
many?
Okay.
How many? Yeah. What's not clear about
So-
3 swinging hammers out of 5? 4 swinging hammers?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Pick however
How
many
many
it is.
swinging hammers do you give it?
The game is a 2-star out of 5.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'd say it's a.
Hey, before I had beaten it, it was a 1.
I would give it a 3.5 out of 5.
I'd say it's a solid
Or
3 at
4.
least for me.
Yeah, 3 to 3.5.
The thing about that game is it's just straight up
Fun.
kind of fun. You know, like
It is
it's
the
pretty
kind of fun that people don't do anymore in games. There's this SJW stuff that people want to do, and sometimes I just want to jam out with my friends with the guitar,
Eat some Doritos.
lay down,
Drink a little
Jam.
dew, you know? Just rock,
blues.
double hand the dew.
1, 4, 5. You need 3 chords, and you need a little pentatonic scale, and you guys can play all night long.
Josh, save this for Josh, save this for Music Week, please.
I mean, okay. Another thing that I've noticed is like, no, I do not care how good a game is if someone else is there playing it or watching it with me. If the game is horrible, I actually probably find that more fun than playing
Like
a
that
good
Kinect
game.
game. That game is like the funnest thing ever because
Yeah.
of how
What is the
hilarious
name?
it is.
What's
Kung
the name
Fu
of that game?
High. We played the
That
trial
one's
of
good.
it.
That one's really good.
This
You
game puts
Is that
you-
what it's called? Kung Fu High?
I'm pretty sure.
It
How-
gave
how, like-
me. I
Is it
got,
like high school?
gave me a kung fu
No, it's
high.
like HI. I don't know.
Yeah,
What
it
is that
gave me-
supposed to
Gave you a-
evoke?
I got the Kung
I
Fu
see.
highest I've ever been in my life.
No.
But it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up that puts you in the game. You're just a stupid, cheesy little.
Mortal Kombat
Flip on
1
the
style.
I think the best thing that game does is the comic at the beginning. We have to talk about the comic.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
so when the game starts, the first thing you see before you know anything about the game, it just tells you to do poses, and it doesn't tell you what the poses are, and it actually puts like different objects in your character's hand, just so you don't know what you're doing.
And
Yeah.
like the mouth kind of changes on like the stick figure that you're supposed to be copying.
Yeah.
Which I kind of realized later, I assume is to like match the emotion of the scene that it's like superimposing you on. But nobody really tried doing that. But if we would have, it probably would have like made sense.
I mean, I was just
Yeah.
smiling in all of them. 'cause
Yeah, we
it's
were
such
all
a
just making
ridiculous
stupid
situation.
faces.
So you go through and do like 11 or like 7 poses or something.
Yeah.
One of those.
7-Eleven.
7-11 poses, and then it puts you like superimpose like the image that it took of you into a comic, which I think is actually like a decent idea.
Yeah, that's fun.
That did surprise me. I think that part is fun.
Yeah.
That
I
was
was
the
like,
best idea that they
And there's a
came
game
up
I
with.
really want to buy. Like I want us to play. It's You're in the Movies. I think that's what it's called.
Oh,
Where
that
it's the
sounds
same
great.
thing except you just act out a movie. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I mean,
yeah. I mean, that sounds fun to me too.
This Kung Fu High game, there's this ridiculous feature where you jump up in the air and like twist your body a little bit, and it makes your character do a backflip, and it's the funniest looking thing you've ever seen. in a
It
game.
is. It is the animation because so you are in a 2D space that is like 3D rendered, but you are photographed in.
Yeah.
Like in Mortal
so,
Kombat.
So yeah. You are a Mortal Kombat character in a like I don't even know like
Just a normal 3D game. I don't know.
yeah like a Crash Bandicoot
Yeah.
game almost.
Yeah.
but not 3D space, 2D space. And so it looks weird, but the animations, so like there are certain actions you can do, and this backflip thing, you're supposed to jump up and bend back. And you do a backflip, and it just, if you imagine just someone,
Doing a backflip without their body curving.
yeah,
Because it just flips the image of your body.
it looks like Tim and Eric. It looks
Yeah,
like,
it
it looks
totally
exactly
looks
like
like-
Doug Pound editing. Like
Yeah.
it's like you just rotoscope a body, like
Yeah.
just like flipping 180
Yeah.
degrees
And
and,
it just
flying
auto
upwards,
does
like
that.
in a completely awkward way.
Yeah.
And their legs don't bend. Like it's such a.
Yeah.
It's such a.
But there's so much I like about that kind of humor.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I in the game like that's. I mean, I was in my room. So we had played. I played the game. I think first with Dave, I think, and then later with Keenan. And then the other day I was in my room kind of trying to take a nap or something, and I just heard the most laughing ever. And I came up, and Josh was just doing constant backflips.
Which has two elements of humor, because it was the ridiculous,
Like glitchy flying around the screen.
yeah, but then it was also Josh just jumping up and down, bending his back backwards, like.
Well, and also like while he's doing this, all of the characters, like all of the people you're trying to
I was
kill,
killing
are
everyone.
actually
I was
being
winning.
killed, and he's like winning the level by literally doing nothing but
All you
jumping
do is just backflip
up in
over
the
and
air.
over again.
Well, I mean, there was a point where like Mike was playing where he was just sitting.
I was
Wait, hold
drinking
on.
a cup of.
There was a great moment where both Josh and Mike were very close to each other, and Mike was sitting and Josh was.
I think we were both just sitting on the ground.
Yeah, but you were higher than Mike.
Or are you talking about
Then.
the time when I was standing and trying to play it, and then Mike sat in front of me
No,
and
maybe it was
took
that.
over the game?
Yeah.
Just detected motion, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, let's put this.
So
in
it
the-
kept on switching back and forth between Keenan, but every time it would switch, you would just like do damage. Like
Mike killed the boss. Like, I was trying to play the game, and he sat down and killed the boss for me. He stole the fight.
Also, after Josh played, Mike was just sitting on the edge of the couch with a cup of coffee in his hand, and it put him in the game as that. And seeing these characters punching what looks like a guy sitting down with a cup of coffee, and like the animation of something gets punched is like they kind of like fall over for a second and pop back up, and it's just Mike getting punched around this level, sitting down.
while holding a full
yeah.
cup of steaming coffee.
but not make no coffee spilling and him not making any tangible like
Ouch.
He's not even reacting.
yeah, it just looks completely hilarious.
I mean, so like we've played some good games since we've been living here.
Yeah.
But I think all the most memorable experiences that we've had have been with bad games.
Definitely.
Bad movies, too.
Yeah, food. That's for later.
Yeah, that's for later.
That's for later. I mean, the thing about when you're hanging out with your buds, you know,
Right.
you play a game. Hey guys, I love this game. Check it out. And everybody goes, it's okay. You know, this game, I don't get it. You know, like I don't get why you like this game, and you feel bad.
Or like you are too good at the game.
Yeah, or you can't like get far enough into it for them to see what's good about it.
Yeah.
But everybody goes in base level to a bad game, everybody's gonna love it because it's just like, it's just it's the butt of the joke, and
It's like when you rent the SpongeBob game from Redbox, and everybody gets the tartar sauce shooter and has the best time of their life.
There's just
You
something
turn
about,
off all the audio except for voices, and all you hear is, Patrick going
Tartar sauce.
when he gets hit.
Well, so speaking of sound in games, we also played the Deadliest Warrior game.
Oh my
and,
God.
Amazing game.
And so you pick historical figures to play as, and like you pit the like against each other. So like an example is like Vlad the Impaler versus
Alexander the
like
Great.
yeah, Alexander
I
the
mean,
Great.
we only have the demo.
Yeah.
Those are the two in the demo.
So those are the only characters you can play. But each character has these projectiles you can throw. And when you run out of projectiles, the game makes a very dramatic sound and it goes
Dun dun. Like,
No, it's just a single tone and it's just sorry, I have the hiccups.
Let me do it. It goes,
Yeah. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, I think it goes
yeah, the game just goes,
It goes like,
yeah, the game just goes, you know, you just throw all your ninja stars and the game goes,
That's the sound.
I hiccuped right.
the
when
game
you
sounds
tried.
kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I can't talk anymore.
It's a
because
great
It's
game.
got
though.
one
Go
hit
play
kills.
it. Yeah.
You can throw a spear through somebody's head. It's a fighting game, and they die in one hit.
Yeah.
See, I honestly do enjoy that game. I like the controls. I know. Okay, I mean, I do not like it as much as Doritos Crash Course.
How can you?
I can see how
can
you can draw the line directly between those two games.
There's so
But no, it's just Dave gave me a look where he was like, "Don't, you cannot say that game's good."
He gave
I don't
me
know
a
if I
look
would-
where he said, "Don't bring up Doritos again."
No, okay.
The thing about
Dave's getting hungry.
I'll give Doritos Crash Course the benefit of it. Or like, it's fine. It's
I think it's fine.
it's mostly inoffensive.
Hey, don't you shit talk Deadliest Warrior now. I know that's what you're gonna do soon.
That game,
that game is
Deadliest Warrior does some things I've never seen in a fighting game. One, like the way it has like the bleeding system where your characters can bleed out and die.
You can chop off their
You can
arms.
chop off arms. You can break limbs. It's in a full 3D environment, which is kind of weird. Which has some problems because you can just run away.
Yeah, you're not even tethered to facing your enemy, which is my favorite part. You can literally run away from them.
Yeah, I mean it isn't a complete free roaming 3D space. Unlike a game like Soul Calibur, where even though it's in a 3D space, you're always locked onto the other character.
And I mean, I think the best part about that game is the one-shot kills. Like, I just remember around Josh and Sebastian played against each other where it started, and I think like Josh was Alexander the Great, and the other guy, and Sebastian was Vlad, and just Josh, like the second the game started, he hit B, threw a javelin through Sebastian's face, and Sebastian instantly died. The match was like literally like 2 seconds. And he did it again. The next round was another insta-kill. You don't get that from a lot of games.
I know. Another thing with that game I like is I've never really felt like sword play or sword fighting games has felt good because for that to work, like
It needs to be more powerful.
that's the thing because generally it's like you swipe at a guy like 20 times,
Yeah.
and the only feedback you really get from him getting hurt is maybe like a sound effect and then his health bar going down. But here it's like you could see it cut the guy, blood coming out, or a limb would come off.
Imagine
I'm
if
like,
they made a lightsaber game like that.
oh my, that is.
I mean,
fun.
Star Wars duels.
It's-
Deadliest Jedi.
it's a bad game with good concepts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it
Well,
like
and
it
that's
is programmed poorly.
Yeah.
That's what's fun about a lot of bad games sometimes is they do weird stuff a lot of the time.
Well, yeah,
even if
just-
it's not executed well.
Just like that Kung Fu High game, like the
Yeah.
comic thing is cool.
And I mean, just having yourself in a game, you're actually in the game.
Yeah, actually.
And you're controlling it, and you're playing through a game.
I mean,
it
you
doesn't
are-
play very well. It's not very
I
responsive.
think it plays better than I would have expected.
I agree.
Like
That's definitely
it's not
true.
totally broken in my mind. Like it works somewhat.
To me, it's pretty. It is broken on a level.
If you play it right,
Yeah.
it wouldn't be that broken. I was trying to.
I mean, all I ever did was you put two fists up and you punch at the same time, and your character flies forward, punching in that direction.
See, yeah, but
So I used the mechanics, like I tried to just do the normal attacks, and it worked totally fine.
Yeah.
Moving felt good, blocking felt fine, punching felt good, lightning felt good.
Lightning's the best, dude. You put your arms in an L shape and you just blow.
I mean,
I
away.
disagree with this, but I
away.
also think I haven't played a Kinect game where I feel like it feels good.
That's
So
I mean, I just think that maybe you just don't like the play style because I think I've played a couple Kinect games. They feel like pretty responsive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played like Connect Sports and Connect Adventure, and like they all worked. Like
Yeah, it works like
The games
as
were-
good as I would ever expect it to.
the games were not maybe like
it works as
fun.
good as I would expect it
I mean,
to.
they all barely work.
which is not enough.
I feel like you
not
can't
good
say
enough.
that
But
they
like,
work.
I-
You can say
playing-
that they barely work.
playing.
They work if you do it the way they want you to do it.
Yeah, when I was playing Connect,
What is the
Stand
standard
in the right
protocol for
spot.
like how you're supposed to set up your room with the connector? Like how you're
You-
supposed to have lighting?
you want to have as much light as possible, and that's like a big issue people have is it's not bright enough, so the
Yeah.
camera just can't.
But the interesting thing is, like, I'm gonna bring out like an outside source on this, but like Jeff Gersman from Giant Bomb talks about he could never get his Kinect to work because he had a skylight that would like mess things up for him.
Oh yeah.
How is it? How?
I have no idea, but
I mean, it would probably
That
just
sounds
show
weird.
like your whole room is lit with incandescent bulbs and normal inside lighting, and then you have this natural light that's like a different color.
I mean, I've
shooting
played
in.
Connect next to like windows and a skylight. I think the main thing is like you want to have somewhat empty space.
yeah.
Well, and I feel like the only way that it could possibly work is just recognizing something moving, like separately
Yeah.
from a like still background. So
Yeah.
lighting, like all it should really be doing is just creating like the separation from the still parts of the image
Yeah.
and the moving. So
I
it
guess,
doesn't seem
yeah.
like natural light should like affect it at all.
Yeah, and in a game like Kung Fu High, like you want light because you were actually watching your character, so it
Yeah.
just will look better.
Yeah.
But some games like they work within low light. I noticed a little bit of weird tracking issues, but when I was playing with Josh, like the only reason I didn't like some of the games was because of the way the games were designed, but not because of the controls. Like all the controls were fine.
That is almost the exact opposite of what I think about Kinect games.
I remember when
when was the last time you played Kinect?
What?
How you played Kinect?
What Kinect game did you play that was designed well?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like, not super well, but so when my older sister came to town last time, we played this game. My sister loves Kinect. Like,
I've never
she
heard
just
that
does.
phrase
Rightfully
before.
so.
My sister's a very active person, and I feel like the Kinect makes a lot of sense for her. She wants to be moving, and the Kinect is like a cool interactive way for her to be active. So she has this game. It's like Disney Pixar Adventure, I think, something like that. Where when we were playing it, so the way it works is you run in place and your character runs. And then to go, like, you're in a mostly 3D space. And to turn, you turn your shoulders. And it feels like when you lose control of a car in a car game where you're just like, you're going so fast that like every time you turn, you're just going hard left, hard right, hard left. It felt exactly like that where I was like, I was constantly running into walls. But luckily, like, the game is designed around that, so it's like when you get close enough to something and it's like, now jump, you will jump like 20 miles to get there because it's not going to expect some precision platforming on your part.
See, we were playing first-party games though, which I assume work better than that Disney.
I'm sure the first-party games are...
I mean...
They're the tech demos, you know?
But this is no small-time developer either.
Who is that?
Disney?
What is that?
I don't know. Disney Interactive?
Mr. Walt.
Buena Vista?
They're doing a thing.
What have they done?
De Boca Vista? Huh?
I don't know what that is.
We're moving into Del Boca Vista.
But I was thinking when I was playing it, I was like, if I was playing this with a controller, this would be just a totally innocent kids adventure game.
I wouldn't even bother with a game like that.
Oh, well, I know, but you're also like, I mean, the context.
Josh, you're an
I
adult.
feel like, yeah, exactly.
But your sister wouldn't be interested in it either if it wasn't
I
interactive.
would like something like that if it was Kinect.
It's like a novelty.
It would
It's
at least be fun to try.
the only like way you're gonna experience a game.
It
like
definitely does make me just look at, like, I would be much more willing to play a game that is like, go through these cool environments if it's a game like that. Like, I don't want to play.
If it's a.
I don't want to play Disneyland
game.
Simulator if it's a controller game. I don't want to sit on my couch and.
I think there would
go
be cool
through
ways
these-
to do it.
Maybe so. It would have to be
I mean, like-
something.
Think of Gone Home, but you're exploring the guy from Up's house. And you're like, there's Doug. There's Kevin.
It might work.
There's that dog. There's that talking
It
dog.
might work, but I just, off the top, it makes me think that I would be more likely to be interested in something that felt more interactive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the games we were playing, I felt like the tracking was good. Like, I never once, like, when I was doing bad at a game, I felt like it was because I was bad at it.
Yeah.
Not because the controls weren't picking it up.
I guess another problem I just have
feel
with the
the other way
Kinect
completely.
is
Every
when
time-
I'm
yeah, I don't know.
when I want to be, if we're talking about like just an immersive experience of like explore this area,
No.
like I am immersed when I'm still looking at a screen, like with headphones on in the dark or something. Where
Yeah.
It just depends on the type of experience.
It's just,
I feel like I could never. Now, don't quote me on this because I'm not saying it's impossible, but I feel like a Kinect game could never immerse me in a space.
I think so. I feel the thing.
But that is me personally.
The thing about Kinect for me is like, I don't know, that it's just like it takes me out of the game so much when I'm
Yeah.
playing Kinect, because I mean,
It
I
makes
just
you.
feel like
It makes you inherently aware of your own body.
yeah, and I mean when it comes to a video game, like I think I'll only really like motion control games when they're perfect. Like, I you know what I mean? And that's ridiculous to want, but I mean, like, that was my least favorite thing with Skyward Sword, which is a game that I actually liked, and like and possibly my favorite game series, is just every time I had to swing my Wiimote to do the sword, and it was actually pretty close. Like, pretty well done.
Pretty good.
I just remember going, man, I wish I could be pressing the A button right now. Just everything about it, I was just like, I wish this was like a real game so that I could actually just play this instead of like fight the game to play it. I don't know, like I like Connect Star Wars. I just remember like seeing the environments and going, man, I wish this was a real game so I could actually play.
Yeah.
I feel like Connect games aren't real games. They're like fake video games.
I feel like there is potential. I'm not gonna remark on that, but like,
I mean, that's
Or
an
on
extreme. I don't actually think that, but that's the thought that goes through my head
Yeah,
when I play one that makes me
definitely.
upset. It's like, I wish this was a real Zelda game and not
Yeah.
a motion controlled Zelda game.
yeah, I think the thing with almost all motion controlled games is they all have the promise of something that could be really cool and sometimes
Yeah.
gets close, but because it's not perfect, like, when it's not, it's going to take you out very harshly.
Yeah.
Has anybody played the Tony Hawk Red?
Oh my god. We
thing looks
talked about
amazing.
wanting to because they had one at Goodwill last time we went.
Oh, you totally should have got it.
I mean, you know what the pinnacle of a novel control in a video game is? It's Guitar Hero and Rock Band.
That's true.
I mean, they do novel control schemes the absolute best.
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Or
It's
it's
simple.
Or its precursor, DDR.
But those things,
Yeah,
to
DDR?
me,
I love DDR.
Dance
like
Oh.
even though good like Guitar Hero and DDR are pretty unconventional, it's still buttons, and that to me like
I think that's what makes them... Like,
that's what makes them work, because a button will work.
yeah, it's just like...
But there's also visceral parts, more visceral than a controller about them. Like,
rockin'.
I mean, you're
honestly,
Star power.
honestly, yes, yeah. Like when you activate star power, or when you are literally just playing the drums,
Yeah.
that is an immersive experience.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're holding your hands how you would hold
Yeah.
a guitar. Like, I mean, I know it's not like, you know, I feel like Guitar Hero would be like let's say Connect is perfect. Do you think you would prefer Connect Guitar Hero where you just hold your hands like this and you do the motions?
No.
Yeah, I mean, you'd rather have the feeling of an instrument, of a fake instrument in your hand. And it's the same thing, like, I don't mind buttons at all.
We're just
because,
not
like,
recording.
I don't think about buttons, you know? When I'm playing a video game, I just think, like, I'm playing the
First
game.
25 minutes.
I mean, I think like it just depends. Like, I completely agree like about guitar, but I think there is a game that could happen with me walking around in an environment and being immersed in it that could be cool.
It's probably true.
You know
I just
what?
don't think it's not going to be a Connect.
I
The
think
answer is the
Yeah.
Oculus
Yeah.
Rift.
Yeah,
I was just about to say
Rift.
That
You know-
is a 100% immersing experience.
yeah, I was gonna say, do
that
you know when you're
works
gonna get
so
that
well.
experience? Oculus.
It works like better than anything I've ever seen.
I
in my
mean,
life.
there were points when I was trying the Oculus at PAX that I feel like I lost awareness of my body.
Yeah, totally.
It
I
made
just
a
love
cool
what
way.
everyone said when they put it on. Like, everybody put it on and thought it wasn't working because it was working so
That's the
well.
thing. It was tracking my head so well that I'm like, oh wait, like, first I don't know. I mean, it's obvious now that how wrong I was, but like, for some reason, I was expecting when I turned my head for what I'm seeing relative to my head changing, which doesn't make. It's not what it is. It's like you just look around and it should feel the exact same as looking around in
Yeah.
a normal environment, and it felt exactly like that. Justin and I tried this. It was at the Unreal Engine booth. It was just a demo they had of like how you can use the Oculus and Unreal Engine, and it was just like a on rails like movie basically. But there were points in it that just it was like it felt like so much of a bigger experience than like you know, like going to the movie theater feels different than watching a movie at home. This was like 10 times going to the movie theater. Like it just felt insane. Like, I don't know. It was so cool. And then there's one point, like, you're on a boat and you're going through the river Styx or something. And, like, you float off the boat at one point, and I, like, my instinct was to look down because I noticed I was going up. And, like, for some reason, I didn't expect it to track the motion of my head looking down so well. But I got, like, really, like...
Did you see your feet?
No, but you see, like, the boat below you, and, like, I felt... like the same feeling I get when I'm at like on like a tall building or something. Just
Were
like,
you a guy or a girl?
Were you a ghost? A spooky ghost?
you don't see your character.
You think you might have been.
And that's the cool thing when integrating some motion control aspects, because like PlayStation's Morpheus, they have a demo where like you're in a shark cage and you have 2 PlayStation Move controllers in your hand, and so you see your arms.
Oh, okay. That sounds like...
Because it knows where to track your hands, and then it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well...
Maybe they could stick a ball in my hands instead of making me hold 2 controllers.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely more graceful ways of adapting that. Even, I mean, I bet even...
It's just their...
They could do it
Oculus.
with... They could do it with Kinect somehow, of tracking your whole body.
Yeah.
Like, and that would be like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean...
They do Kinect does track your whole body,
Yeah.
and like in the Kinect game we were playing, like it showed pretty much 1-to-1 like representation of what you're doing with an animated character.
Yeah.
Like Kung
With
Fu
a
High
little bit of delay, with like probably a second of delay,
It depends
like
on
to the
That's
point to
way-
where it actually was affecting. That's something we should talk about. Is it actually was kind of affecting like how slow you're like punching the character?
Well, Kung Fu High was different, but the other games where Kung Fu High was just showing you.
Yeah, Sebastian
This game-
and I played a couple games where I just felt like it was exactly copying what I was doing.
Yeah. Well, it worked. It was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I had to stop all the holes from filling my tank with water.
I just think, like, I don't know. There's just something about, like, extreme immersion like that just doesn't, like, interest me all that much. You know? I mean, the thing about games is, like, I play a lot of games because I like the game, I guess. You know, like, I like playing against I like competition and
Yeah.
like and I like the gaminess of it, and I like the I just like classic game style games. And I like other games that are like really cinematic and stuff too, but I like the division between me, mouse and keyboard or controller game. I don't know if necessarily I
think
want
that
to be in between that. I
I
don't
think
know.
that some people are definitely just interested in the idea of getting to experience something they can't.
well, and it's only suitable for like a very certain kind of game too, and it has to be something that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could imagine that if I had an Oculus Rift, I would play it. Maybe 1% of all the video gaming I play would be on that. I can't imagine changing.
Have
Like
you tried
99% of
Oculus?
my gaming, no. But I just imagine that 99% of my gaming would be still playing Dota, Hearthstone, Counter-Strike, you know, just like
Yeah.
games that are just like the.
Well, I was really skeptical about the Oculus Rift until I tried it. Like,
I'll have to try it
I
out.
would
for sure.
really like to. I'm just interested in getting to experience a different perspective of the world. And I think that a lot of people could really benefit from it, and I would personally love to get to try to be Anita Sarkeesian
Oh my
so that I
God.
could pull out a knife and stab myself in the chest and kill myself because Five Guys, burgers and fries, everybody, can we hear it? Animal style, Cajun style, animal style.
I feel like
Cajun
I
style,
would legitimately
animal style,
feel way too
Cajun
vulnerable
style,
to actually
animal
play
style.
that like in a comfortable place though. Like the Oculus Rift, you have no idea what's going on in the real world if you had headphones on and that on. And like,
yeah, it's a little bit scary doing that at PAX.
yeah,
I feel like you
even
could
like
also
at home,
not
though,
really.
I'd feel uncomfortable.
You
Yeah.
couldn't really like. I feel like I could never experience someone else's point of view because I'm always myself when I'm playing a video game. You know.
But that's the point. Is it's trying to get you to feel like.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure if I could necessarily take that step. I guess
I'll bet you could.
I guess I can read a
You
book.
put those goggles on and you will feel it. You'll feel a different person.
Won't my head be heavy?
Have you tried that?
Do you always?
Yes,
Have you tried
very.
I don't want
tried
that.
it-
I feel like I would just
yeah.
be, man, my head is
Is
so
that
heavy.
weird?
So
Yeah.
is your fear
just the bomb
really
game.
just of having
Oh,
a
you
heavy
wore
head?
the headset for the bomb game?
Yes.
How was that?
Oh my god, I can't imagine having a heavy head.
But
Wait until they get the brain rift, dude, because then you'll be able to understand.
That's
that.
Whoa.
what
Or the glasses that actually are completely like immersing.
What they do is they put true drills into your eyes, and they put the brain rift right in your brain, and then you go, man, I'm blind for the rest of my life.
One thing about I mean,
You
maybe
ruined
I'm
my eyes.
maybe I'm wrong. So, Justin, our friend Justin, does he play games?
He plays League of Legends.
He plays some.
But he's not.
He plays a lot of games. He
Oh, really?
he
He just
comes
gets
home.
into some
He
games.
comes home from Berkeley in the summer and stays at our house for like a couple days straight and beats like games at a time. Like
Okay,
he beat Grand Theft Auto all the way through. He beat The Last of Us all the way through.
He's a binge
Okay.
gamer.
Because he seemed like he wasn't that into games when I talked to him, and he was just saying like, well, at least he said like he has no interest to buy games, to spend money on games. But when he tried the Oculus, he was like, he's like, this is the future. Like, oh my god, like I wasn't that interested in games, but like, this is it. Like,
Well, but also just the whole environment of PAX is like inspiring in that
Yeah.
way. It's like impossible
Yeah.
not to
It's
feel
gonna,
like
hype
you.
you up.
Yeah, like every
Games are
time
the
I go, I'm
best.
like, I'm gonna get home and buy like $10,000 worth of gaming equipment, and I'm gonna like become a gamer.
I mean, I'm optimistic about Oculus. I bet that when it comes out, if I have the money, I will buy one because I do want to see what is going on.
So are
I'm
you
just
saying that we persuaded you just now?
No, I've already thought that, but I mean,
It didn't seem like you wanted it before we started talking.
I
about this.
want it, but like I don't. It's not. I don't believe it's gonna. I don't necessarily believe it's the next thing. I think it's a separate.
It's a different thing,
It's
yeah.
the next Connect, but good.
I want to ask the viewers: do you think Keenan really wanted to see the Oculus Rift before the cast, or do you
Or
think
did
that
we
he was
convince
convinced
him?
during the cast? Leave us a comment with your opinion.
I think something that's like I think something that's appealing to me about or like something that would be appealing to me for an Oculus experience would be something in between what we've been talking about with like controller experience versus like complete being in the game experience with like something like Kinect and Oculus. Like if it's Oculus plus like mouse and keyboard, I could see myself using that way more often than like trying to actually exist in a 3D space with Oculus.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
true.
that's
I feel like
Wait,
so-
did you just say Oculus with mouse and keyboard?
Yeah.
How would that be possible?
well, that's the way most of the
I-
games being made for are. That's how they most of them
I-
work.
I-
So the thing
I
is,
mean-
you
I mean-
turn your body like that, but you can still do
Yeah,
head movements.
So you do most of the x-axis movement with your mouse swiping side to side, but like you can still look like that.
The concept
But-
of that, I hate the concept.
Really?
Really?
I don't want to be doing anything with my hands. If I'm in that experience, like the point is that I am like completely. I don't want to feel anything physical. You know what I mean?
But I
Like,
tried
I mean,
a game
that
where I
totally
feel like
makes
it did
sense,
that a little
but-
bit. It made sense. It sounded horrible to me, but I think it makes
For me,
sense.
mouse and keyboard is not. It's the same thing when I'm playing an Xbox controller. I don't know what my hands are doing because it's like, and then mouse and
I guess
keyboard.
if
I
not-
don't look
yeah.
at the mouse. I mean, you know, I can be doing a shitload of things and not think about it because I'm just, you know, I've done it. You know, I'm trained. It's like
It's muscle memory.
It's an extension of myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
So
like that's what it feels
I
like.
kind of said it wrong. I think the way the games are going to work is, like for a first-person shooter, if you turn your head pretty far left, it's just going to spin you left. I think maybe at a certain point, and then I think
that would get like
Well,
unruly for
when
me.
we were watching that, not this year
Maybe-
of PAX, but the year before that, like first-person shooter, he was like turning his head really fast to like make
Really?
it.
That's
Man,
probably
that sounds
180
horrible to
degrees.
me.
well, what I think
Sounds
maybe
like
what happened was
Whiplash.
I saw one guy break his neck actually because it was too heavy.
I think
He
maybe
just
the
fell
right
over.
Got a heavy
joystick
head.
would be controlling your gun, like your
Yeah, yeah.
your crosshair in the
Right.
screen that you already have,
Yeah.
and then like the way like in I think GoldenEye did that right when you aim. Like,
Oh
your
yeah,
gun
but
just
but
moves.
it does both. So you have torso movement with analog stick or mouse, and then you have head movement.
I hate that. I don't like that
Well, I
concept
feel like it
at all.
might. I feel like
I mean, you don't
It'll
ever
work
play
somehow.
like you don't really use mouse and keyboard a lot though. I mean, I guess it's the same thing. It's just like I don't know.
That's not true. I use a
you
mouse and
notice?
keyboard every day. It's complete muscle memory.
That's
for me.
true.
Like the thing is now
I
that I
guess I
think
meant
about it, the
game.
games that we played at PAX were with a PlayStation controller, and that didn't bother me because I know a PlayStation controller really well, and it was just to like click to the next stage or something. You know what I mean? And the ones that we were playing were mostly just like demonstrations of the environments and stuff.
But it sounds like you would want something even less than that, like literally nothing.
I guess I don't know.
Yeah. That's like not at all what I want. Like I would like it to.
I would
enhance-
more like just want to watch like movies with it or something.
That
like,
sounds cool.
In like an interactive
Oh my gosh.
way.
The idea of someone directing a movie where like it is catered to you existing in the 3D space and having the action happen all around you sounds
That'd be cool.
so amazing.
Yeah.
I
that's
mean,
kind of what that thing I tried was, and it was really cool.
It sounds cool
Yeah.
for like CG cutscenes.
Yeah.
You know, you get to watch the action.
Well, yeah, I mean,
sounds good for
sometimes
cutscenes.
that's cool even in cutscenes already when you can control the view.
Yeah. Totally.
Oh,
The
I know what you mean.
joystick, like Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning of BioShock, when you're in the pod and you get to look around Rapture.
Oh, yeah.
That is definitely one of the cooler parts of that game. And I can imagine that being really pretty cool with Oculus.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess the thing is I don't want it to like interfere with me actually playing the game.
Yeah.
I like the
I'm with
idea of
Keenan
it
on this.
of it like adding to my experience of the world of the game. I don't know. I guess
But not having, because the tactile mechanics of a mouse and keyboard or a controller
they're perfect.
just can't be beat. Your body is so much more cumbersome than pressing A to shoot. Or
That's true. Yeah.
like
left clicking, right clicking. you
yeah,
know?
like swinging your arm might be. I mean, I'm not saying I don't want that experience. That'd be cool. But like for my general gaming experience, right clicking to punch or something or whatever it is, or like I don't know.
anything like just using buttons.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the
Like
experience is.
like getting like
So much hate.
like
So much hate for Oculus Rift.
like getting in a car or something. Like a single button press is what I want, not actually having to open up the door and get in the car.
I wish I could just do life with button presses, you know, real life, like, you know,
Second Life.
I'm
Life
sorry.
hack.
I think I'm just gonna play World of Warcraft only. I'm not gonna live real life anymore. I think I'm just gonna dive in to second. I'm gonna have a Second Life character that plays World of Warcraft.
There's this documentary on Second Life that is supposed to be really good. I think
You
it's on
pointing at me
Netflix.
with that? Get that out of here.
I definitely just realized that that's all I want out of an Oculus Rift, though. Is just like watching stuff. Like I
Yeah,
don't want to
that'd
be
be cool.
interacting.
That
with it at
sounds
all.
like the coolest thing for it.
Yeah, like if you could you're like watching someone talk to something on the other side or somebody on the other side of the room and you can literally look at them. Or like for scary elements of stuff that could be like seriously terrifying.
Outlast
like,
with an Oculus would be fucking.
Wait, well, another thing-
too much.
or a directed horror movie where it accounts your body in the 3D space also sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Well, like one game, like a similar game, I think, a type of game I think could translate really easily to the Oculus is a driving game. Because if it's like a first-person driving game, you see like your car, like
Dad would
first-person
love that.
perspective. You have a wheel. That I feel like that's
yeah, that
like
does
I
make
think that'd just
sense.
be
That does make
exactly
sense.
Yeah, totally.
like right.
Yeah.
Couldn't you just drive?
Man,
them?
my dad would be all over that for iRacing. That's like he has 3 screens that
Really?
surround him. That is the point. Like that's
Yeah.
immersing you, so you can look at the windows and like
Yeah.
if you could actually turn your head, that
And
would
Oculus
be,
just sounds like a way better version.
yeah.
Oh, like a way
sounds-
less cumbersome version.
That just made me realize that we'll get to try the Oculus Rift because my dad will
Yes,
definitely buy
we
one.
definitely will. I'm
As
interested
long
to
as
see like
iRacing
what the
says they
scale will
support
be
it.
though for something like that, so you could see like out of your peripherals too.
I bet you
Because
could
like in
change
order for that to actually work, you'd have to be able to turn your head completely to the left and still be able to see in your peripherals what's going on in front of you, or you'd crash like every
I bet
time.
you could change the field of view, like in most games. You can, you know, because I mean.
But I
think-
wonder how easy that would be to render, like for a, like I assume that what
That's
they're
really true.
what they're working with is going to be huge.
I feel like the Oculus went far enough that there was maybe I wasn't actually using my peripheral vision, but it felt like it. Like it,
Yeah.
the screen was wide enough that I could not see the edge of it.
Yeah. Well, and if it like is emulating peripherals,
I mean,
you
you
know,
want,
like not that it's actually going to go to the very edge of your eye, but
Yeah.
at least if it like compensates for that with.
Yeah, it just needs to trick you.
I mean,
Yeah.
a card game like that sounds really cool to me.
Yeah.
Or like a flying.
I want
game.
to play
Any
a
sort
card
of-
game.
I can just imagine like looking down at the stick shift.
Play solitaire.
The cool thing about stuff like that too is that you could get to the point where people wouldn't be able to tell whether they're in the game or not,
Yeah.
and then we could create a Matrix type world.
Yes.
The future of gaming is
where
not
you just
gaming,
keep on
it's just
taking
making
off
it
your
life.
Oculus,
Yeah.
but you're never taking off your
Yeah.
Oculus. You just keep.
It's just
It's like it's like Oculus Inception.
Where
It's
am
like
I?
Oculusception, dude.
That is going to happen. That
hope-
will I mean, not literally, but
I mean-
like people, especially like young kids who are like in development stages, like will probably end up wearing the Oculus more than they will be like living in real life.
I'm sure
I'm
you've
gonna
all
kill
And
had
that's a
Game
danger.
Oculus.
That's like a really huge danger.
I'm sure you've all had the experience of like playing a game or watching a movie and just being completely engrossed, probably more so with a game or a book or just something that you spend a long time with, where you like start living your life and seeing things from it in it. Like maybe
Yeah.
you like think about something in your life like in terms of the game.
Or like in the terms of a show like Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for Hank everywhere.
I'm always looking for Schrader. Agent Schrader.
You guys want to
What are you doing, Jeff? We done? We peacing out?
Johnny Fairplay?
I don't know. Are we done?
Want to play some rock band?
This has been pretty long-winded.
Oh yeah.
All right, everybody. That was a long-winded
Bye.
discussion about a lot of things. Some of them video game related. We were Garbage
Those weren't
Town,
video game
episode
related.
7.
First video game.
Oh shit! It was episode 6.
I feel like that was a pretty solid conversation on Oculus Rift.
Yeah.
All
That
right.
was
I
important.
want to let the people know.
I'm gonna lose.
I fucking hate Oculus Rift. I want to destroy the world and all these Oculus maggots that are inhabiting its rotting carcass.
On the cast about the games. About the games.
We will destroy all video games. I just want to see video games
See you
destroyed.
guys next week.
I just fucking hate video games.
So,
Thank you.
I just want to see it destroyed.
I'm not gonna be on the cast for a long time. See you later.
I just want to play Rock
Thank you, Mike,
Band.
for being on the couch.
See you later.
I don't know anything.
Stop.
Just when you know.
Animal.
What do you think about this cast?
I will destroy the game.
Yeah, so.